Hey, it's Nikki B on the scene, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another beat with me. Now, okay, so this girl got on the TikTok algorithm and decided to tell a story time about how her friend got attacked by some man and they live in the UK. So, all this is happening in the UK. It bothered a lot of people, including myself, because I was just trying to understand why out of all times that you decide to do a makeup routine, this is the story you want to tell. Now, she ain't the only one who goes online, does a routine, and talks about something wild. A lot of people do that. A lot of people like to chase clout or whatever. It's entertaining to a lot of people. But this story, so this girl said they was in the UK. They standing on the corner in front of McDonald's. Now, they got heels on, they got out the club, they chilling, they probably got a drink, a snack, whatever. I don't know. They stand in front of McDonald's. So, Doolman, which the girl who was telling the story, she said, approached her, and he was asking for her number. Now, she was like, I'm not giving you my number, da. So then he kept persisting it, like, yo, I want your number, boom, bada bing. Next thing you know, her friend comes in the mix and she was like, she said no, back off. And, I'm adding my own little flavor to it because how she told it was a little boring. But basically, the friend jumped in, was like, no, she don't want to give you the number, da. The next thing you know, he went to boom, pow, pow on her. And apparently, she had a patch on her head. Everybody watched, didn't do anything. Everybody was scared. The friend got beat up. That was the story. And the moral of the story that this girl said, you should just always give your number to a guy because he may just attack you if you don't. If you want to be on the safe side, just give your number. So I had a lot of issues with that. And she did a follow-up video where she was basically saying like how the girl wasn't really her friend like that. She only met her twice before the outing. I think this time like they actually went out for a birthday, to celebrate somebody's birthday, if I'm not mistaken. She's basically saying that she didn't really know the girl that well, and then because of the situation happening so quickly, that she wasn't really able to react how us on social media would want her to react, or any normal person should have reacted. Here's my thing. If a man comes up to you and they're asking, he asks you for your number or your social media, whatever, you better say no. And if he does persist, you better make sure you are strapped. I think we need to start normalizing just going outside with our weapons and even holding it, because I actually have to get me another pair because I actually lost my pair. I had a taser before, and I had a mace spray. I had the little poker things for windows. Like, I had a lot of different defenses, and I think we need to start normalizing just walking outside and holding it in our hands. I think we need to start normalizing street smarts. I just think a lot of people just don't have that, and I feel like this was like a perfect situation. If it's true, I just think a lot of people just did not have street smarts. I feel like if anybody just looked kind of weird, a little crazy, oh, we walking away. We are going down the block, we're turning the corners, we're moving out of that vicinity so that person does not follow us or tries to talk to us or whatever. And for her to have just stood there and let that happen, that's crazy. It gives very malicious intent. It gives everybody just watching like, did nobody care about this girl? Why are we friends if you're not going to defend me? And then on top of that, if y'all coming out from the club and you guys got heels on, take the heels off and hit them. Like, I don't understand, like, what's not clicking. So basically, she told that story, and then she did the follow-up, and I'm just like, that's not cool. And then for you to say that the moral of the story is this, to give the guy your number if you ever get approached by a guy that you don't want to talk to, who may seem aggressive or may seem like he might attack you, just give the number and then he'll go away. Like, that is poor advice, because that's basically saying, if I don't give this guy my number, then it automatically becomes my fault for being attacked or unalive. Safety isn't just complying. Safety shouldn't just be that. Safety should be, let's have these, let's stay strapped, let's be a girls and protect each other. I think that should have been the moral of the story. Stand up for your friend. If your friend stands up for you, you need to stand up for them. You need to protect them as much as they trying to protect you. That's the moral of the story. But she didn't even go there. She just went around the fact and tried to justify it by saying that they are not even that close in friends. So basically, because of that means, why would she even jump in? We're not even that close of friends. We're not that good of friends. That's crazy to me. And there's a lot of people like that, which is why for me, in my circle, there was a lot of people that came into my life that I had to drop because they were not being a girls. Like, the energy was off. There was no sense of safety, no sense of protection or anything. It was none of that. I had to drop. For her to even talk about this situation was like, and then you doing makeup on top of that, it was giving weird. I had so many questions because I'm like, first of all, you telling the story about your friend being attacked on your page. Why isn't the friend involved in this story? Because if anything, I would rather hear it from her side rather than from you. And then she tried to put blame on herself. Was like, looking back, I blame myself because I didn't give him my number. Like, I feel like I was at fault. And it's like, girl, you are at fault because you was not being a good person. Like, forget the friend aspect, you was not being a good person in general. You didn't show no sort of compassion, empathy, nothing like that. You watched that girl get beat up. Allegedly, because at this point we don't even know if the story is true, because let me get to the other tea that I found out. She had a photo. And this photo would be the evidence of the attack that happened that night. But apparently, the photo is so blurry. Keep in mind, we are in 2024. Most people have smartphones, okay, that takes very good quality pictures. And granted, sometimes you might move a little, you might have the little, you know what I'm saying? This is the photo that shows the hardcore evidence of this incident happening that night. But she could not show it to us because it was blurry. And she also didn't take any video. No one took video of this incident. I feel like it doesn't matter if it's in the UK or the US or Australia. If something goes down, you gonna best believe somebody's gonna pull out their phone and start recording. Somebody's recording somewhere, okay? There's someone in the corner, Savannah. Somebody is recording, because ain't no way, especially a man beating up, I'm going to assume a black woman, probably a dark-skinned black woman, and this is not going on World Star. It don't make no sense. And the only piece of evidence that she has is a photo that's blurry. So what about the friend? Does she not have photos of her injuries? I'm sure if I got beat up like that, I'm taking pictures, I'm sending it to the cops, whatever. I'm doing what I have to do. I'm gonna have evidence. But she didn't even mention this girl's name, didn't really disclose much information really about her. And on top of that, she's not even telling the story. We're not hearing the story from the survivor. You the bystander. So why should we believe you? And that's what gets me to my last point. Why are people so fixated just trying to get the clout? Because to me, it's just really, really, really weird. Like, you really sat on this TikTok algorithm to talk about a crazy, unfortunate incident that happened to your alleged friend for views and likes and shares. Her makeup not even that good, so it's like, it really wasn't worth watching. You could have just did the entire video without telling the story, but you did it anyway. And I just have to ask why. But it's like, if it's a group of y'all and y'all all got heels on, the heels is a weapon. Take the heels off. Boom, boom. Call the cops. We got phones. Why do people like to act stupid? We have these things available to us. Like, why are we just sitting here and standing here and waiting for the sky to come up? I mean, the sun to come up. You know what I mean. That's why me and plenty of other people just saw bull crap in her story. Like, it was just a no. I think people, like I said earlier, people just have to have a lot of street smarts. If you see something that, if you feel in your gut that you are uncomfortable or somebody might look a little off, please remove yourself from that area as quickly as possible. You're gonna save yourself and probably others a lot of time. You might save somebody's life. Just move. Like, do not just stand there where, all the crazies is out doing what they gotta do and you over here standing just in the mix of everything. And also normalize having a defense keychain. Walk outside, especially as women, we get attacked in a lot of different areas, okay? We get attacked at the supermarkets, we get attacked down the blocks, near our home, all this stuff. Have your defense keychain. And also reevaluate your friend group, because that shouldn't have happened. With all those girls standing there, allegedly, if this story is true, that shouldn't have happened. With all y'all there, y'all all should have just jumped in. Somebody should have gotten his back, somebody should have got his knee, somebody should have got the groin, somebody should have got something. But y'all just standing there and watch this girl get beat up, probably dragged down the steps. I don't know how, the UK is set up, but she shouldn't have got her hair pulled. Like, it shouldn't have gotten to that. Like, to me, a man putting his hands on a woman is super disgusting. Very disgusting, and nobody should even tolerate for that. And then she also said how the cops was very quick to the scene. They was asking questions, but in the UK the guy got away. But she said in the UK you get on a train, you disappear. Like, all these excuses. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like excuses, because to me, you're making up a lie. So the guy never got caught. He was never recorded. Apparently it happened in 15 seconds of him attacking her. It was 15 seconds. It happened so quickly. But how is that you got nothing, but somehow you was still able to give a description to the officers? If everything was so quick. But somehow they can't find him. Because he's lost in London. The problem is a lot of people do nothing. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. Everyone is waiting for the next person to kind of start the domino effect, or they looking at other people like, well, they look like they might could do that, so I'm not gonna do it. I just think it should be a level of human, you know, a level of compassion for others, a level of empathy. And it's like, you always gotta think like, that person that's being attacked could have very well been you. And if it was you, wouldn't you want somebody to jump in for your defense and try to protect you? Come on now. But that's all I have to say about that girl. You know, if her story is true, then I was wrong. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.